It's now time on Real Ag Radio for our weekly Rocky Talk segment, which is brought to you by Rocky Mountain Equipment. Rocky Mountain Equipment, dependability is what we do. You can find out more information about Rocky Mountain Equipment by going to rockymtn.com. Joining me right now for Rocky Talk is Joel Hain from Rocky Mountain Equipment. Hey, Joel, how's it going?
Good, Sean. How are things out your way?
Well, waiting for harvest to be completed across Canada. That would be more than ideal. For a lot of people, we've been experiencing winter already. And hopefully we've got some better weather ahead here. But the reality is that eventually, once we're done harvest and we're done for the 2018 growing season, which we will gladly put away into our memory banks, we got to put this equipment away for the winter. What are some tips you got for us?
Well, number one, I would recommend blowing these machines off. Get a good air compressor, blow all the lines off, blow off the chaff, the debris, the dirt, anything you can, especially in harvesting equipment, to pop your side panels off. Get that heavy debris and dirt off the machine. Field tractors, get that clay, the dirt, the mud, anything off your undercarriage, rollers, hitches. Any place where there's material, it definitely attracts moisture, and it could start corrosion on your piece of equipment. Once that's done, I'd definitely give it a good wash. Scrub it down, make sure it's good and dry. Grease all your grease points. Make sure change all your fluids. What I do recommend is changing all your fluids before you put it away. That being said, when you have high hour fluids in these machines, acids and contaminants build up within that oil and other fluids, and you want to flush that, get that completely gone from your machine and put fresh, clean fluids in. And plus, best thing when you fire it up in spring is you don't have to do all that dirty work.
Yeah. Well, as you're talking about that, we've through the growing season, these machines are put to the test. They're put to the limits. They're used long hours. And it's sort of like you should put the machine away no different than after a really hard, say, a run or any sort of a workout at a gym. What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to stretch and hydrate yourself. And that's sort of the same sort of thing when you look at machinery. It's kind of the same thing. Before you put it away for the winter, take care of it.
Yeah, you betcha. Again, Rocky Mountain, we have our Uptime Program where we go through all these machines from front to back, where we can service that machine, check for any concerns, issues, bring you up to speed on what we found with your machine before you put it away. You deal with the situations in fall or over winter. It goes back in your shed, and then the day you go to use it, you bring it outside, you fill it up with DEF and diesel, turn the key hooker to the drill, and your tractor's ready to go.
Well, and you know what? There's a lot of stuff to worry about in the springtime. And when I think about, let's talk about tractors for a second. The last thing you want is that surprise of, oh yeah, we had to do this to the tractor. And then, that's just increased downtime. Take care of it in the fall so that you're ready to go in the spring. And it's one less thing to really, really worry about.
Yeah, that peace of mind when you go to fire up in spring. And, like last year, there's the extended, wintry weather well into spring pushed the growing season back substantially, especially in southern Alberta, southern Manitoba and Saskatchewan. Having that piece of equipment ready to go. There was guys and customers, that had their machines hooked up and were ready to go. And there's other guys that were just bringing them out of the machine and bringing them into the dealerships at that time, which pushed the growing season even further back. It's always better to have it prepared and ready to go than sitting there waiting.
Well, and if we get a winter like we had last year, it may not be easy in the middle of winter to pull that tractor into the shop because it's stuck in a snowdrift up into the windshield. So maybe better to do all this work before you park it.
You bet it is, every time.
Hey, Joel, have yourself a great day, and thanks for joining us here on Rocky Talk.
Sounds good, man. You too. Have a great day.
That is Joel Hain from Rocky Mountain Equipment. I want to thank Rocky Mountain Equipment for being the sponsor here of Rocky Talk. You can find out more information at rockymtn.com. Okay, we'll be right back on Real Ag Radio right after this.